Developing tonight, Benghazi Committee Chairman Congressman Trey Gowdy says former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton wiped her email server clean, and it appears she did so after the State Department requested they be turned over. With me now, Democratic strategist and Fox News contributor Joe Trippi. Good evening, Joe. Not a good week, actually not a good few weeks for Hillary, wouldn't you say?
Well, I think it certainly has hurt her, but you know, there'll be better weeks as the days go on. This will be a long campaign.
You know, Joe, what I find interesting about all of these things that have been coming out in the last few weeks is it all goes back to the same issue. You know, that issue of her trying to kind of hide and keep things away from public view, whether it's the whole idea of the private server and then deciding that she's going to erase what she thinks is personal, and then the idea of her actually raising funds from countries while she was Secretary of State when she had agreed not to do that. She took up to $25 million from Saudi Arabia. Is this woman all about money?
Well, look, this is all going to be played out. It is being played out in public. The American people are going to be the jury on all these issues and more on all these candidates. The facts are that you know, the issue is you're supposed to preserve government emails. She did that in hard copy, printed them all out.
But you don't know that, Joe. Joe, honestly, you don't know that. She's telling you that.
Well, we don't know what her. We have no right. We have no right to personal communications. I don't have any right to yours, and we don't have right to the personal communications of our public officials.
Of course you don't. Nobody is saying that, Joe. But what she's doing is she's communicating with her assistants, including this Uma Abedin, who had a special employment status. That's a whole other issue. So that everything she's communicating with Cheryl Mills, her lawyer, Uma Abedin, her assistant there, everybody's on personal emails so that none of this is captured.
Well, I don't think there was anything on personal emails or personal emails.
You mean the lawyer for her State Department didn't discuss business with her?
Well, I think where do you go? Do we want her Twitter DMs to each other too? I mean,
I could care less about that, Joe.
Well, wait. Well, then why? That's where they would have communicated then if we don't care about it. This is my whole point. It's like at some level, the 55,000 government-related emails that she turned over, you either believe that that's it, or that she's hiding them. If she's hiding them, why isn't she hiding them? Why aren't they direct messaging each other instead of communicating an email? Why aren't they doing it on the phone and not putting it in writing?
You know, that's like saying to a bank robber, you could have robbed this bank instead of that bank. But let me ask you another question. Well, now what we've got is Hillary Clinton, for this Hillary, Bill, and Chelsea Foundation, is continuing to accept funds from foreign governments. A lot of that money questionable. Nigerian donor, and people are questioning whether or not the money she took from him, apparently millions and millions of dollars, prevented her from identifying Boko Haram as a terrorist organization. But she's preparing an all but certain bid for the White House. How could this woman be taking money from foreign governments? When the 3 o'clock calls comes, is she going to say, hey, wait a minute, how much did you give me?
I'm sure that there'll be 15 or so Republican candidates asking those questions, and the public is going to again be the jury on this. That's why we have the election. That's why if she decides to run, she's going to get asked these questions at town halls in Iowa. That's all a healthy thing. But so will Jeb Bush and Rick Perry and others about different other issues. Some of them having to do with their emails too.
Okay, Joe Trippi, thanks for being with us this evening.
Thanks, Judge.
All right.
Good to be with you.
Okay, coming up, the latest.